And then we're going to move on to hour number 2. You will not want to miss hour number 2, I promise you. We have got it's a story of survival with a lady that has got true grit, and she is unstoppable, I'm telling you. She's got an idea that's going to help RVers all over the country, and I really, really wish her the best. Anybody that bets against this lady, you may want to reconsider. Maybe put your money behind her instead of the other side. She's a good one. She's got an RV dealership down in South Florida, but we're not trying to sell RVs. We're trying to. I want to introduce you to this lady, and we're going to start out the hour, I guess, kind of introducing you to who she is and some of her backstory, if she's willing to share it. She was the victim of a horrible, brutal attack, and she was stabbed more than 20 times and left for dead. And made all the papers in Florida. And it's bad deal. They thought she was dead. And then when they found out she wasn't dead, they said, well, you're going to be partially paralyzed. Well, she didn't die. She wasn't paralyzed. She is a fighter. And she's got an amazing story to tell. She's an author. She's a success coach. She's very articulate and passionate about RVing. And I think you're going to really enjoy hearing her. So, again, I am Alan Warren. I am your RV wingman. I'm here to help you make the best decisions possible when buying an RV.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
It's the country's #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle with listeners from coast to coast.
Alan, hi. Happy Camper here. And
Alan Leroy, sunny California.
Alan, this is Mark from Van Buren, Arkansas.
My name is Tammy from Katy, Texas.
Where your RV and wingman gives it to you straight.
I think what you're doing is fantastic.
I'm with you 100%. If you could just save one person out of every 5 or 10 or 20, gosh, that would be wonderful.
Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. Thank you so much.
It's time to buckle up, everybody. Here's your RV and wingman, Alan Warren.
The RV Show USA. Start living the RV dream today.
And welcome everybody to hour number 2 of the most listened to radio show about the RV lifestyle in the country, where this hour you'll get more information that will lead you towards getting your master's degree in RV education. Now, before we bring up our special guest, a quick little monologue here. Hour number 2 of the RV Show USA is what we refer to as our hour of RV education, where we discuss the other side of RVing, the side of RVing and RV ownership that is, it's less than ideal. And we do this to help you become a smarter RVer and a smarter, more informed RV buyer and RV owner. So that said, if you do much looking around on the internet, you've no doubt read many horror stories from people who have done business with some of the mega RV dealers out there. Camping World, for example, is probably the most common example. It's turned into an RV nightmare. And one of the biggest and most common gripes is from RV owners who buy from one of these mega dealers is that when they need service, it oftentimes takes months and months and months to get your RV back. And the repairs either aren't made or the repair list you gave the dealer is only partially done. And that's when you realize that you are welcome to RV purgatory. So hang on. What if there were some RV dealers, not the big mega dealers, but a nationwide network of independent, smaller, oftentimes family-owned RV dealerships where you could actually take your RV to get fixed and fixed right, even if you bought it from Camping World, for example? How cool would that be, to be able to take your RV and actually have it fixed in a reasonable amount of time? Well, there's a lady who you're about to meet that is spearheading an effort to help RVers get out of RV hell and instead truly help them get the service that they have paid for. Let's bring up from over in South Florida, GiGi Stetler with the RV Advisor. Hiya, GiGi.
Hey, how are you?
Doing great. Let me turn your audio up just a tad bit there. So you are embarking on a very noble mission with the RV Advisor, right?
Oh, yeah. Commonly known as the Angie's List of the RV world.
I love the concept. Now, you are also the owner of a very well-established, independently owned RV dealership down there in South Florida called RV Sales of Broward, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now, before we get into the things that are RV related, I would love to get some background on you, GiGi, because you've got an incredible story. So take it away, GiGi Stetler.
Oh, how many hours do you have?
Yeah, well, we've got about, about 7 or 8 minutes in this segment left. So let her rip.
Well, my background, I guess I was always considered myself as a success born out of failure. Since I was 11, I always wanted to be a millionaire, but I wasn't sure how to get there. And fast forward, just prior to me ending up in the RV business, I was in the hotel business, and I had bought myself an apartment building. I was in my young 20s to rehab it, and I found on the closing day, I was a homeless man in the basement sleeping, and I felt sorry for him, so I gave him an apartment in exchange for rent, and he was going to paint the place. And a few weeks went into this arrangement. He got pissed off or was drunk and decided to stab me 21 times and carve me up like a turkey.
Oh.
And left me for dead.
Oh.
So, yes, that was he cut off my fingers on my left hand, and the doctors, and when I woke up in the emergency room, and the doctors were sewing my fingers back on, and he sat down next to me, the doctor, and he said, "I'm sorry to tell you," he said, "that I don't think we could save your left arm." And I just looked at him and I said, "My left arm? Who cares? I'm alive."
Wow.
So fast forward, whatever happens in life, I always consider life as every day above ground is a great day. So whatever happens and however life takes you, you need to, live life like it's your last.
Were there ever, I guess there had to be times when you were recovering that, maybe there weren't, but I would think that there would be times when you're recovering when you have to think, am I going to get better? I mean, or was it, I'm not going to give up no matter what?
Giving up was no option. It was never an option. I always thought of myself as being on that path to be a millionaire, like I said, since I was 11, and I wasn't going to let this man stop me. So I remember 200 stitches later when I got out of the hospital, a friend of my mother's had bought actually a piece of property that had some RVs on it. I didn't even know what the letters stood for. I had no idea what an RV was. And there were these little houses on wheels, that I called them. And he said, "We got to sell these and get rid of these things so we can develop the property," because I was kind of dabbling in real estate and hotel development. So the next thing I know, I took a liking to these RVs, and I got customers, and I was selling them, and then I was taking some trade-ins, and then next thing I know, people were ordering them, and I was a one-man band. It was myself and one young Canadian kid and we had a milk crate full of tools, and we were selling park models, and we were delivering them, and I was leveling houses and setting up sewer pipes and sewer hoses, it was just the two of us. And anyway, that's how I ended up in the RV business. So. That was 32 years ago.
So I know it was a long time ago, but I want to go back and ask you. But so you recovered after the horrible attack, the stabbing, but you are also a success coach and an author of the book Unstoppable. Tell us for about a minute about that, because I find what you do, you are so inspiring for so many people.
I've had so many trials and tribulations. I just so many crazy things have happened to me. I've escaped death so many times. It's beyond. So I just, every time I would tell even one story or another story where something would happen to me, it was like, you got to write a book. You got to write a book. My mother, who, and I always have forgiven her, and she lives with me. She's actually straight across from me as we speak. She's 91, and but she will not win Mother of the Year award when people read that book. And she was. You'll have to read the book, but anyway, I guess just from what I learned from her, she was so tough on me, and she just made me so strong. Of always looking forward and never giving up and following my dreams. So the bad things, the terrible things that she did to me, growing up and throughout my years, it made me stronger. But I didn't write that. I wrote this book, but I originally wasn't going to publish it until after she passed, but she's so strong, she's probably going to outlive me. So I figured I would publish it, but make sure that nobody could judge her. And that was kind of a deal when I would read for people or anybody would ask. I said, you can't judge her because I forgave her. So if I could forgive her, everyone has to forgive her.
You came from this adversity growing up, just it sounds like, without going into detail, a lot of negative that you had to overcome. So you've been a fighter your entire life. So when you were recovering from the attack, that fighter was in you, and the fighter's in you to this day. And you started in the RV business at the very bottom, it sounds like.
I'll never forget, when I first started in this business, I remember the first dealer meeting, there were 32 dealers on our street, up and down the street. And I remember showing up at the first dealer meeting, and I was 24 years old, and I had mini skirt on and my stilettos, ponytail, bubbly, cute little brunette, whatever. I showed up at the dealer meeting with a bunch of fat cats, cigar smoking, scotch drinking, good old boys. And there's no women around. So I was like, I think we should be open later, and I think we should be open on Sunday. And they had this complete monopoly going on where this dealer sold this brand and that dealer sold that brand, and they all they had the same hours, the same everything, so customers didn't have a choice. And if you wanted this product, you had to buy from that dealer, and they basically price fixed the entire street. So I had all these, great bubbly ideas of competition and this and that. And they looked at me, and the one guy said to me, "Little girl, you need to go home and bake cookies. This is no place for you."
Oh, hey, GiGi, hang on, folks. Her name is GiGi Stetler. She is one of South Florida's most trusted RV dealers, and she's also a big-time dreamer. She's come up with an idea that I think you are going to love hearing about. We got to jump for a quick break. This is the country's #1 radio show about the RV lifestyle, the RV Show USA. So, that's one tough lady right now. I'm telling you, she's a tough lady. We're in a commercial break, everybody. Again, thank you for being with us. If you would, hit the like and share button. Hit the like and share button. GiGi Stetler, I've never met her in person. I hope to meet her soon, but she is an inspiration, and she's probably not somebody that you want to go up against in business or anything else. She has got a spirit that is never give up, and she's come up with an idea I think you're going to love. All right, what do you got, Miss Katie?
We've got a lot of people wanting to get GiGi's book already.
Well, and can you put a link up? Put a link up if you can.
I'm
Hello,
pretty sure
Janine Pettit.
You can find it on Amazon, I think.
It probably is. I need to get one. She's a success coach. I wonder if she can work with an old washed-up RV radio guy.
It's crazy to think.
I'm not talking about me.
Like I was saying, though, it's just crazy experiencing something so traumatic and just making the absolute best.
There are times in our life, I hate to pontificate, but I think there's times in our life, and I don't know how much control we really have over it, but that you can either stay a victim or you can say, I'm tired of that. Nobody's going to save me. I got to save me. And you will fight. Mm-hmm. And you will do whatever it takes to fight, to overcome. And not many people have that grit. That's the one quality I think that all successful people have. They're able to come back from adversity. If you can't bounce back from the negative, you can't bounce back from adversity, life is going to run you over. And anyway, GiGi Stetler is her name. She's an incredible success story. Got a great RV dealership down in South Florida, and people love her. She's a person of her word. And we're going to get into more about how she kind of built, working towards her dreams since she was 11. She wanted to be a millionaire at 11. She probably made it. In fact, I know she did.
The RV Show USA.
And now, live from the RV Show USA studios in San Antonio, Texas, it's your RV and wingman, Alan Warren.
If you are just tuning into this hour and you'd like to catch it all, I hope you will. Go to our website where you can download it, listen whenever you'd like. Go to thervshowusa.com. Now, this hour's guest is one of South Florida's most loved RV dealers. She's a lady with one hell of a background, I'm telling you. GiGi Stetler with the RV Advisor. So, GiGi, I think we got a pretty good idea of the kind of warrior that you are. And it is such a pleasure to visit with you.
It has been my pleasure. I've been watching your show, and you have such good insight, and you're on the right track. And I think when we both connected in our first conversation, you got me. You got my idea, and you got it because that's kind of where you were heading.
Well, I think we share a lot of the same kind of thoughts and passion and drive. We love RVing, we love people, and we want to do the right thing, and that's why I invited you to be on the show. So tell those early days of you in the RV business, you didn't go home and bake cookies like some of the cigar smoking, scotch drinking RV dealers suggested you do. What did you do?
No, I actually after the third month of dealer meetings that they were set on a certain date, and I would show up for the dealer meeting. They said, "Oh, we had it yesterday. We were slow, so we kind of did it yesterday." So 3 months of avoiding me, I decided to just do my own thing. So I didn't even belong to. I attempted to belong to the association, and they kind of blackballed me out of that too. So I was kind of the lone wolf. So I decided to be open 7 days a week, and I worked 9 to 9, 7 days a week. It took me about 7 years, and every year one more dealer would fold. By about 7 years later, I think there was only maybe 4 dealers left, and then I bought out a couple of dealers, and then a couple popped up here and there, and now I must say that I'm the only one standing after all those years. I'm the only one left.
I love it. You just never give up. So now tell us, you had an RV dealership that you're a horse lover. You love the
yes.
horses. Tell us about that, and it sounded like things were going really good in the life of GiGi Stetler for a while.
Well, I'm an equestrian, and I do show jumping. I compete. I still do, and so what I've found in the niche in the industry, because this industry is very it's a cycle. So you'll be up and you'll be down, and so I've always found a niche where you need to sell RVs to people that need RVs, not just want RVs. So you have to have a backup plan. So being in the equestrian world, I ended up getting my cake and eat it too, where I would get to go to horse shows and I supplied all the housing for all the riders, the trainers, the grooms, and everything. So, and I would get to bring my horses and have a display and sell RVs, and it was all a win-win. So I ended up with like 16 satellite locations around the country, from California to New York, Kentucky, Iowa, all different horse shows, and I was competing and selling RVs, servicing and renting and all that stuff. So in 2008, when the whole industry was completely crashing, I was on fire, because the equestrian world, which is a very wealthy industry, was so unaffected by the economy that they were like in a bubble. So I was on fire. We were up $1 million in sales first quarter of 2008 when everybody was folding, and closing their doors. And 2017, I think we had just reached over $20 million in sales. And mind you, I'm like a tiny little speck, kind of a one-man show with a bunch of satellite locations and a couple of little stores. So in 2008, in April, I had just put together a $15 million PPM, and we were building a huge new facility. And I got a phone call from Marcus Labonis, the CEO of Camping World, and we were just chit-chatting for a minute. I never talked to him in my life. I know who he was, but I never talked to him. And so he calls, and we're chit-chatting, and he had interest in buying my store. And I politely said, no, thank you. I had no interest. And we were on fire. It was no intention of selling. Mm-hmm. So I was there. I hung up, and about a couple of weeks, maybe a week or 2 weeks after that, I received a shipment of RVs from Fleetwood. I was a Fleetwood dealer at the time. I had 9 brand new motorhomes that were arriving that were sold to my horse show friends. 9. It was about $2.5 million worth of product. And every single one of them came in completely broken, just everything from check engine lights on, and the seats broken, and overheating right in the. It was bizarre. It was absolutely bizarre. So I'm calling Fleetwood and calling. Nobody's calling me back. So for about a week, I don't get a single phone call back from my reps. And I'm the only one doing business, which I can't figure out. The only person that called me was Marcus Lemonis.
Again?
He calls me up and he says, "So I hear you're having trouble with Fleetwood and Freightliner. I have connections. I can help you." I'm like, how can he be calling me? How does he know when my factory reps don't even call me? That's bizarre. No, thank you. I got it. No, thank you. So I hang up, and I get all those RVs fixed out of pocket because Fleetwood still didn't call me back. So I fixed everybody, got everybody to the next horse show, and solved all those problems. Flew technicians all over the country. So about 4 or 5 weeks after that, I get a FedEx letter delivered to me. I open up the letter. In default with General Electric, with GE, on my floor planning source for $2.9 million. I'm like, that's crazy. I'm not in default. So before I could pick up the phone to call GE to find out what's going on, Marcus calls me. And he says, "So I hear you're in default with GE. I can help you. I have connections." I'm like, how does he know that? Okay, I'm still, this coincidence. Okay, so I hang up on him. I said, "No, I don't need any help." And I move on. So as I'm working on GE's botched audit for the next 2.5 months, they're telling me no worries, forbearance is coming, everything is great. I went on about building my new facility. Everything was great. The next thing I know, a man walks in my office with some papers, and I look out my window, and there's 11 sheriffs and a whole bunch of tow trucks. They took every single thing I own, everything. Emptied my account.
Why?
Everything. They had a writ of replevin, and they just took all of my inventory, everything from all my locations. And I went, in about 20 minutes, I was $11.5 million in debt. So that was that.
Oh, my God.
And who do you think calls me? The next call I get is from Marcus. And he says, "So, you have no money, no credit, no inventory. I have a nice desk for you. Come work for me." So wow. I hung up on him, and that was it. And he wouldn't stop. It was like personal. He wouldn't leave, because that was yesterday. I survived a stabbing. I can survive this. Within a day and a half, I had new inventory showed up on my lot. I had all these consignments. I had rentals. I was all back. I completely built myself back up. You always got to have plan B. I had plan B, and I was already up and running within 2 days. So $11.5 million in debt is nothing for me. I will figure that out. So I guess it just was like, it was personal for him that I didn't die that day. And so he went.
It sounds like he was trying to make you die. I mean, I don't,
He was. No, he was. He was. It was so personal, because after all of that, when I was still alive, what I had looking forward to me is I sponsored the horse show, which was coming up in the next 2 months. And I was going to be right back on my feet again, because all of my horse show customers had no idea what just happened to me. So I have a campground there, and I've filled it up with rentals, and I would have been back in the income. And while he went to the horse show, he bought out my sponsorship, and the next thing I know, he had me even banned from the showgrounds where I wasn't even allowed to show my horse.
GiGi, hang on. I hate having to do this. We got to jump for a hard break. We'll pick it up on the other side, folks. GiGi Stetler is sharing her story. An amazing woman. She is truly unstoppable. Right here on the RV Show USA. Hey, Goose, can you bring her up so we can yak during is it okay, or is that going to be possible? I think listeners would love to hear it. GiGi, can you hear me? Hello, yeah. GiGi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we are in a commercial break, and the only people that can hear us are on the live stream, on YouTube and on Facebook and all. But what an unbelievable, and we'll pick it back up in a few minutes, and I'll reset the show. But so, what the hell? I mean,
no. I guess he doesn't like the word no.
Wow. And what year was this?
This is 2010 now. I lost everything in 2008. It was September of 2008. And then by 2010, because he kept kicking me, by 2010, because I was still alive, he went to the horse show or actually he ended up with all my inventory and brought that to the horse show and took over my customers and took over all of that. And I was still alive because I went and built a new campground down the street. I said, okay, you can have it. Here, that's fair. Business is business. You can have it. And I went and reopened and built a new place. And then he was still couldn't stand it that I was still standing. And so then he concocted some crazy story. I don't even know how him and the horse show owner, they ended up sending me a trespassing letter and trespassing me so I could no longer show and compete my horses. Now, that's personal. I could live with all the business stuff. I could live with competitions, but that's personal. Messing with me and my horses and personal, that was totally personal. So
you sound like you'd be a hell of a good friend, but one awful person to have as an enemy. I mean,
well, exactly, because I never gave up. I had to file a protest with the United States Olympic Committee to be able to compete. So I took them all up to the Federation. I won that hearing, and then I filed a civil suit against them.
Hang on just a second. So it wasn't just about the RVs. It was personal. You were personally kicked out of the track, the competitions?
Yeah, personally kicked out of the competition. No, there's
how does that happen? I'm not trying to be negative. How does someone do that unless you have connections?
Well, they did it anyway, but not thinking that I would ever file a protest, and I did. I had to file a protest with the Olympic Committee, and I got a hearing. I got a full hearing, but by the time I had my hearing, and by the time they ruled, which is another 60 days, I had lost the entire season, and I was completely blackballed from the industry. People thought that I really did something wrong, so nobody would talk to me. I lost all my friends, all my business. That's when I really lost everything, because people thought I did something bad, because nobody kicked off the horse show grounds. Nobody. It's like, but they made up some crazy stories, and it turned out that they were all lies, and they were all. So I ended up winning, and I was allowed to go back on the grounds, which the season didn't start till the following year. And so but anyway, I filed a civil suit against them. All of them.
And I've watched his deposition. It's a two-parter. I've watched that on YouTube. And folks, if you're listening, anybody can watch that. I guess it's still up there, right, GiGi?
Yeah, it's up there. And you know what's great? If you listen, if you pay attention, or if you just listen to the words, and I know my lawyer. Everybody makes a joke that my lawyer sounds, really dumb, and like Marcus is in control of this deposition and stuff. But if you listen to like some of the questions, like how many stores do you have in Florida? How many RV dealerships? I don't know.
Hey, GiGi, hang on. We got to jump back into the show, so we're just hold on. The music's coming up. We're going to reset. Stand by.
The RV Show USA.
All right, Alan Warren here. What a fantastic guest we have this hour from South Florida and RV Sales of Broward. Its founder, owner, GiGi Stetler, who's an amazing story of courage and survival, and has made her be actually a force to be reckoned with. So GiGi, so just to recap, you've been through a lot of adversity. You built a huge business. Marcus Lemonis from Camping World, it sounds like, did everything he could to take you down. You fought back. You've rebuilt your business, but along the way, you had this idea called the RV Advisor, and that's really what I want to kind of, we could go forever about Camping World. Those stories are endless, but let's talk.
Endless and not worth our space. It's
right.
Not worth your airtime. So
right.
I survived, and I'm the winner. I'm the ultimate winner. And so this idea popped in my head, and the reason that I think that, well, number one, what happened was my friends would always ask me, like in the horse show world, they would always ask me, I live in Texas, or I live in Seattle, I live here, I live there. I want to buy an RV, I need service, I need this. Who can you recommend? I was like, nobody. Can't recommend anybody, because I know it's going to come back to haunt me. So, and I know that dealers nobody stands behind their product. They just don't. So it's really hard for me to recommend anybody. So I'm thinking, and then my phone would ring all hours of the day and all hours of the night. They did buy something from somebody else in another state, and I show up, I'm at a horse show, and I see them and they're, they have this problem and that problem, and they call me for advice or for this or for that. I'm thinking, this is just great, but like, how do I spread my knowledge, nationwide and help everyone so they don't make these mistakes and they don't buy the wrong camper or they don't buy, from the wrong people. It's just like, I need to make myself national. So, I spent the last year and almost 2 years, working almost 7 days a week, taking customers. I haven't had to really sell retail in so long. I have a sales team, and I basically do the quality control. I run the service department. I oversee all the warranty claims, insurance, and all that stuff. And I haven't been one-on-one in touch with retail customers in a long time. But I said, you know what, I need to, because I had this idea, how do I spread myself thin throughout the country? So I started, talking to customers and selling customers and stuff like that. And it's unbelievable the lack of knowledge when customers come in. I could sell them anything I want, anything. I could wrap them around my finger and sell them the wrong RV because I need to get rid of that.
And they don't know, but they will find out after they buy it, won't they?
Well, yes, but I've never sold like that, and I don't train my staff like that. So, but my point is that I'm thinking, oh my God, these people are so gullible. I could, if I needed to get rid of something, I could put them in that unit right there. And nobody ever listens to a customer's needs. The salesmen have to sell them what they need. So I'm thinking, God, these poor people. And then, even when insurance customers will come in and, they've got a problem, they don't even know that it's actually a covered claim. And, they have Progressive or State Farm or this and that, and they have a problem, they have roof leak, whatever, and I get up on the ladder and I look at the roof. I said, you hit something, you broke your vent. Call the insurance company, and I get them $11,000-$12,000 brand new roof, paid by insurance. They have no idea. So anyway, it's like there's just so much knowledge that so I'm thinking, okay, how do I get this, around the country? So, looking at my first idea was I got to certify dealers. I want Angie's List was just an amazing, ingenious idea to have contractors, because in South Florida we are the biggest crime capital of the world in South Florida with contractors. So Angie's List was born here, and she had a brilliant idea of certifying contractors so people had a master list and real-time reviews, because people do make up bad reviews on if there are three sides to the stories, yours, mine, and the truth. So you can't read every review online and take that for granted either. So Angie's List was, she did her own reviews. So I'm thinking, I'm going to do that. I'm going to certify dealers, and I'm going to, have customers go to certified dealers. Well, that wasn't so easy, because dealers, I think, are so afraid to be certified because they can't be certified because they all, that they don't do the right thing. So I'm struggling with that, trying to get dealers to be certified, because I don't think they want to be accountable. So now I've got, all right, so now the only way that I'm going to make this work is because I really, I want to be the members' advocate, so I'm thinking I'm going to give these members a gold shield, and they're going to be an RV Advisor member, $25 a year membership, and you're going to be an RV Advisor member, and that's like a shield. You're going to go into a dealership, and that dealer is going to be so scared of you when you tell him that you're an RV Advisor member, because he's going to have to deal with me, and I have an entire legal team waiting.
GiGi, hang on. Man, this is a great place to jump. That was our short segment. We'll pick it up for one more segment on the other side. I love hearing about this shield and having the power on the side of the consumer. Folks, her name is GiGi Stetler. She is unstoppable, and this is the RV Show USA. Are you an angry... I would like to have GiGi on during the break. So, GiGi, you there? GiGi. Can you hear me? I can't hear GiGi. GiGi, you there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm
okay.
here.
We got 3.5 minutes until I got to do the same thing. That's one of the problems of doing having a network radio show, because you have to hit these marks, and there's so much that you've got. Good Lord.
I know. That's why I said we need to team up and have like a weekly show on Education 101. It's like, because I could go on from like service one day and warranties and dealerships and the type of vehicle.
It's education. It's so needed. And people just like you said, you could sell somebody anything, and it's not that they're stupid. It's just they don't know.
They don't know. And it's not only just that, it's not only just because we do a lot of service. I do all of like Geico, Progressive, State Farm. We do all their insurance claims and stuff. So it's not only like after you make the purchase, you buy the RV, whether you like the RV, you don't like the RV, whatever. Like just for instance, I had a client came in, a tree fell on their camper in the campground and hit their roof, and they bought it like 2 years ago. They bought it new and they traded something in, and so long story short, they Progressive came, we wrote the estimate, and they needed a new roof and they needed some metal and stuff like that. So by the time I was done with the estimate, he pulled up the file and he says, "Oh, they only insured it for $13,000." And he goes, "This thing's totaled." So it's like, why would they only insure it? It's 2 years old. Why would they insure it for $13,000? And then I'm thinking, okay, they're just being cheap because people think, they're going to save on their premium, so, not to insure it for that amount of money. So the poor people, because the dealership that they bought it from didn't advise them and look at their policy, and they traded something in and they only put insurance on the cash difference that they paid because they paid $13,000 plus their trade.
Yeah, and they didn't know until they knew. My daughter, graphics girl, wants to say something.
I just want to say how inspiring your story is. As a young woman, I just there's so many things that we face, and just what you've been through and what you've overcome, and it's absolutely inspiring.
Thank you, and that is why I tell my story, is to inspire others to never give up. That's what I do it for. That's why I put my dirty laundry out. I wrote a book. It doesn't paint the prettiest picture of me, but I wrote it, and I just completed my second book. And I put my laundry out there to inspire others to think if you had a bad day after you read my book, you'll never say that again.
Wow. Well, and you were just so raw, honest, and genuine, and it's no wonder you resonate and connect with people because you're just who you are. You don't try to pretend to be somebody, and you're unstoppable. The name of your book. All right, so we got, like I said, 30 seconds to go, 20 seconds now, but we're going to come back in. This is our last segment, so we got to kind of wrap it up. But I hope you will join us again in the future, Gigi. This is too good to not do again.
This is fun. Absolutely.
Yeah. All right, hang on. We got about 15 seconds.
From the RV Show USA studios in San Antonio, Texas, it's your RV and wingman, Alan Warren.
It's sort of like a home advisor or an Angie's List, but it's for RV owners who are tired of the big mega dealer runaround and having service performed on their RV. They need a dependable, honest, local dealer that truly cares. So it's called the RV Advisor. Its president is on the line with us, GiGi Stetler. So, GiGi, tell us again about this shield that if I'm a member of the RV Advisor, what does this shield give me?
Clout. My mission is to make the dealers more afraid of me and what that shield stands for, because that means that I've educated the buyer. I have a legal team behind me. I can help this. I can get what you need. But there's so many things that there's so many ingredients in this. Like, when people, like, warranty is a very complicated and tricky situation. It's a losing proposition for a dealer. There's nothing worse than doing warranty claims, because it is a loss to a dealer. And I want to state that, the best price is not always, the cheapest price is not always the best price. And what happens, I think, a lot of times people shop for the best price. It happens to me all the time. They'll come to my place. They don't like my price. They'll drive 1,000 miles. They'll go to a camping road store and they'll save maybe $1,000, $1,500, and then they'll think that they can come to my place for service. Well, dealers are independently owned. They do not get paid, and they do not have to service anything that they don't sell, because your profit is built in to your warranty is basically built into your profit.
Hang on just a second,
So
Gigi. That's really important for listeners to understand. It's not like having a Chevy truck. You can go to any Chevy dealership around the country. RV dealers are a completely different animal.
It's completely different. So what happens is, we build into our price. I build into my price. I'm $1,000, maybe $1,500 more expensive than everybody else. But I tell my customer up front, I am not the cheapest game in town, but I'm the best. And if you have a problem, if you have an emergency, you'll get in within the same day. If you don't have an emergency, you'll get in and out of here within 24 hours. And I build it into my price. I don't wait to get Forest River on the phone or this one on the phone or that one on the phone and get something authorized or whatever. I will steal a part off of another one. I'll do whatever I got to do. I'll pay retail for a part. I will fix you and have you back out on the road by the next day. That's what I do, and that's why you pay me $1,000 or $1,500 more, because your time is worth money. And I charge you a dealer prep of $4.99, and I tell my customers, and I tell everyone, pay a dealer a prep. Let them CDI the coach. The fact these things come in from the factory without even water lines hooked up. So if you beat a dealer up to where he's making no money, do you think he's going to care if your water lines are hooked up? He's not going to care. So you need to build a relationship with that dealer so that he can take care of you forever. And that's what people are not understanding, that we have to make a profit. And I'm not saying to gouge people, but there's the overhead in an RV dealership is not like where you can pack in 300 cars and turn them over 500 a month. RVs take up a lot of space. The cost of real estate is extremely expensive. So, and that RV may only turn 2.2 times. You have to calculate that into your overhead. So if you go to these little dealerships, they've got overhead, but you're going to get the best service. Your time is worth money too. So, and you bought this thing to enjoy, not to sit in some big mega dealership that's only worried about his stock prices. You didn't buy it and make interest payments or, and lose time camping for it to sit in somebody's store, but that's what's going to happen.
Okay, so how is the Shield? I'm a member. I give the RV advisor. I pay my $25. I'm in. How does that Shield help me if I have a problem? Give me an example of a problem I might have with my RV where GiGi Stetler is going to be my hammer.
All right. So let's say you bought a camper from Camping World, and it's a Keystone product, and you can't get an appointment from you can't get it in for service. So you give us a call, and we'll reach out. Well, first off, we'll find out your area and find out if we can. But we'll find a local mobile repair guy. We'll call Keystone for you, and you'll see if you get the mobile guy to come out. We'll get Keystone to authorize somebody else to work for you, to do the repairs. Now, this is if you've already owned your RV. Mm-hmm. The Shield is for new buyer, for your as a current buyer. If you already own an RV and you're struggling, you're having problems, we have three. We have virtual diagnosing where you can hire us to try to fix it yourself over the phone without having to bring it in. Okay. 2, we also have GPS, which is Gigi's personal service, where I will look at your entire situation, and figure out if it's an extended warranty claim, if it's a factory warranty claim, and give you legal advice. If I find that you have some kind of a lemon or this or that, I will do everything pre-litigation in the GPS service. That's $350, but that gives you 3 consultations a year. But that's if you're already in a problem, in a situation, or you haven't bought yet and you want me to be your personal virtual shopper. So let's say you're about to buy an RV, or you haven't bought the RV yet, and you are a member. So what's important is now you're a member, you're going to go on our website, and you're going to click on RV dealerships, and it's going to pop up all the dealers nearest to you.
You got 45 seconds, Gigi. I'm sorry. Go. Keep going.
It's gonna pop up all the dealers nearest to you. You're gonna pick one of those dealers, and you're gonna go to one of those dealers, and you're gonna say, "I'm an RV Advisor member." That dealer is not gonna attempt to screw you. He's not, because he knows he's gonna have to listen to me, and he's gonna have to be accountable. So that's if you haven't bought already. That's gonna give you that buyer protection. If you've already bought and you're having problems, then you hire me as a consultant figure out your mess. If you don't have an extended warranty, you buy an extended warranty from us, I will get your warranty covered. If you're still under factory warranty, sometimes I can bypass the factory warranty, sell you an extended warranty, which is aftermarket, and get all your repairs covered under extended warranty.
Okay. Listen, we're going to wrap this thing up. GiGi, you are unbelievable. I could spend all day talking with you. But folks, this is the kind of information, this is the kind of champion you have at your disposal. All you got to do is know how to contact her. Where do we go? TheRVadvisor.com?
Yes, and just so you know, our website is changing, and so we're getting a new Facebook very soon, but right now, so it's a little under construction, but all of our information is on there. We have so much content to put on there in the next week or so, but please join us, sign up, be a member, and the more members, the more force we have.
Awesome. All right, thanks so much. Happy holidays. We'll talk again. I want to take... That is why I don't like doing a radio show. I'd rather just do a long-term, sometimes long-form podcast, where you don't have to jump for a break. What do you think? This is our education hour. We try to find the smartest, the best, the most passionate, honest people that we possibly can to help you make better buying decisions. That's what your wingman does. I'm trying to keep you from making those mistakes, so I'm always on the lookout. My radar's out there. And we are getting this nucleus of really good, talented people like GiGi Stetler. And if I would encourage you to check it out. You've got to put "the" on it, kind of like thervshowusa.com. The RV Advisor. $25. I mean, this lady has got so much knowledge that, and like the title of her book, she's unstoppable. All right, Miss Kay, I got one more segment to go. You got anything, or?
We got a lot of people that are just saying how amazing she was. They love tonight's show.